Week 2, Day 4, Assisted Lab 11, Managing Access Controls in Windows Server. In this activity, you will explore the use of different kinds of accounts for managing objects in Active Directory and the use of GPO to apply account policies. Implement some Microsoft best practices for securing administrative accounts and learn how not such best practice can compromise organizational security. First, examine the properties of the current administrator account. So on DC1 VM, that's where we're at. Control-Alt-Delete. That's the username and password. So select Start menu, right-click Windows PowerShell. Okay. Run as administrator, and yes. Run the following command to display the security ID, the SID, and other information for the current user. So who am I? Oh, let's get it over here, why don't we? Am I space /user. Okay, so I am 515 support administrator. That's who I am. User accounts are usually identified to the system by number, not by name. In Windows, this is the security identifier, and in Linux, it's the user identifier, the user ID. What are the final three digits? The final three digits of the administrator's SID is 500. Score. Right. You can use the /all switch with who am I to display additional group and privilege information. So we're going to now run the get add user commandlet to display account information. So here we go. GET-ADUSER space dash identity administrator is, oh, I accidentally pressed enter with my palm. All right, so let's do this again. I wasn't completely done. So pressing up, that takes me back to my history, and what do I need to add here is dash properties, and that looks like a wildcard. Okay, now enter. Oh yeah, that gives us lots more. It gives us a lot more information. Which of the following is the distinguished name for the administrator account? You may have to scroll up in PowerShell. Okay, distinguished name. There it is, distinguished name. CN equals administrator, CN equals user, CN, DC equals corp, DC equals 515 support, DC equals com. Right. There it is down here. Minimize the administrator Windows PowerShell. Manage user, group, and computer objects. Active Directory stores and manages objects that represent common entities, such as user accounts or computers. You will manage users, groups, and computer objects in this activity. So we're in the Server Manager. Let's open up there. From Tools, Active Directory Users, and Computers. There it is. Expand the Corp 515 support. Okay, it's already expanded. Right-click the Corp domain node. Bing, right-click. Select New, Organizational Unit. And the name is going to be IT Admins. There it is. Microsoft differentiates between the term container and organizational unit. An OU can have a group policy object linked to it, which results in it being easier and more flexible to manage. Containers cannot have linked GPOs and are not typically used for day-to-day AD Active Directory administration. Observe the differences in the icons between the computer's container and the computer's OU organizational unit. Oh, I'm not seeing those. Alright, let's keep going. It didn't say for us to click OK, but we're going to do that. OK. Now it's there. Alright, so here we go. Computers contain, or the computer's container. And there's nothing in it. And the computer's OU organizational. There we go. Right click the IT admin's OU. Select new and user. Let's come down here. Create a new user named IT consultant. So in the first name, we want that to be temp. Last name contractor. User login name. IT consultant. We'll go with next. Password. And again. Next. Finish. There it is. Temp contractor. Confirm that it exists. Create a global security group within the IT admin's OU and name it desktop support. Okay. Do this again. And well, where's new? All right. Right click. It's lagging. Right click. New group. Name it desktop support. Yeah, name it desktop support. Global security. Alright, so here we go. We're going to add the IT consultant account to the desktop support group. Okay. Nope, that's not the way we do it. Add the IT consultant. That's the temp contractor. And we're going to add to group. Desktop support. Check names. All right. It was added correctly. From the corp515support.com domain object, browse to the computer's OU organizational unit. There we go. Right click. New. And we're going to create a new computer account named laptop 01. Okay. There it is. Run the following PowerShell commandlet to generate a report of all computer objects in the domain. So we're going to get PowerShell back up. Scroll back down here. Get, add computer, filter. All right. Do it this way. Okay. Get dash AD computer dash filter. Okay, wildcard pipe space out dash file. All right. So we're getting that information, looking for everything, and we are sending the output to a file that, and here is the path, C : computers.txt. Okay, make sure I spelled this right. Get AD computer, and we're going to filter for everything here. And once we do that, this is the pipe that says, all right, I'll take the output and send it to a file right there. Let's see. Back over here. Enter. Nothing's happening. Try it again. Enter. Come on now. There it goes. All right. Just took it a second. So let's confirm that that exists. All right. You've created several types of Active Directory objects: users, groups, and computer accounts. You have also stored these objects in the appropriate organizational units so that the group policy object configurations can be easily applied to the current OUs and impact the correct users and computers. So let's minimize PowerShell. Let's modify an existing GPO to match password requirements. Group policy is a powerful tool enabling custom user and computer settings to be deployed to objects across Active Directory. Use the Group Policy Management Console to examine the 515 support local admin policy. So we are in, go ahead and close that. We don't need this. There we go. Tools, Group Policy Management. Alright, so double clicking made it happen. In the Group Policy Management Console, expand forest domains. Oh, there it is. Forest domains. Corp 515 support. Right. And select default domain policy. Okay, so there it is, default domain policy. The default domain policy defines a single password policy for all members of the entire domain. Microsoft recommends that password management is the only use of the default domain policy. So let's go right click on the default domain policy and select edit. Browse to the password policy node by the following path: computer configuration, policies, Windows settings, security settings, account policies. There. You have reviewed your company's written security policy regarding passwords. You must now configure the default domain policy to match the following requirements. Double-click each policy value to edit the settings. Okay, so password policy, minimum password length is 14 characters. What I did there is I right-clicked on it. Apply. Okay. Complexity requirements enabled. History, age, complexity requirements enabled. Maximum password age. Okay. I double clicked on that. Okay, so we can do 90. Apply. Keep hitting enter. Okay, 90, apply. Okay, there it is. Minimum password age, 1 day. Enforce password history, 20. Apply. Okay. Enforce reversible encryption, disabled. Right. So that one's done. Account lockout policy. Each policy to policy value. Okay, I think it was just password policy that they wanted us to do. Okay, in the administrator Windows PowerShell, let's go back to PowerShell. Run the following command to produce a report of the password policy settings to updating configuration documentation. Okay, so GP result /H. Okay, and then the GP result space /H space, then C, it's capital C colon, then backslash passwords dash GP results dot something. HTML looks like. Dot HTML. Alright, GP result singular /H, then C, capital C colon backslash passwords GP results dot HTML. Alright, so there we go. Confirm that the passwords file exists. Alright. The default domain policy, DDP, applies to all domain members, offering no flexibility to have different password policies for different kinds of users. Stricter for high privilege administrators, but looser for non-privileged standard users, for instance. Fine-grained, or the ability to fine-tune password policies, provide flexibility by enforcing different password requirements for specific users and groups. You will work with fine-grained password policies in a later activity. Okay, which of the following answers describes a key difference between organizational units and containers in Active Directory? Group policy objects can be linked to organizational units, but not containers. I believe that's the one it is. Okay, let's see. What's the next one? Okay. An organizational unit can have a group policy object linked to it. So yes, that's the one. To which accounts do the default domain policy password settings apply? Everyone. Everybody. Okay, submit. Yes. 8 out of 8, we did it again.